Good morning and welcome to the Moopsyverse. I'm here. Chris is here. We are here. And I have decided it is a good morning. That has been decided now. And it's not morning where you are, right, Chris?
No longer for one
Right,
minute.
exactly. I could
It's,
safely say that
it's
without
noon.
contaminating your day. I won't judge your afternoon. Y-
Just got 4 hours left of work.
Oh, that's
So.
good. Yeah, Chris and I were just discussing air conditioning fans. My overhead fan is nice, but I also have a regular, what we would call a box fan, one that sometimes you'll put in a window or just, move around with you. They're inexpensive. I've got one. That's the noise you can hear in the background. I've got one here. I've
Noise
got
in
one
the
up in
background.
my. Oh, I can see it on my mic.
Honestly, it doesn't come up. I don't know. Maybe it registers it, but it filters out in the output. I don't know. I didn't hear anything.
Sav says she can hear it, but Sav can hear things no other human can hear, which makes me wonder: is Sav human?
No, I'm partially deaf, so that probably is why.
Well, I'm partially deaf too, but I can definitely hear the fan.
Maybe I'm just more deaf than you are.
Entirely possible. I'm just a little bit. I'm partly age and partly way too many rock concerts in my life. But they were good.
Well,
Let's see. Do I have
as long
enough?
as they were good and worth it.
It's always worth it. I was just looking to see who's come. Oh, what do you mean my inventory's full? My inventory is full?
That's impossible.
I know, I
When
know. I
was the
probably,
last time your inventory was full?
honestly, I
Can't
probably don't
recall.
need 4 obelisk swarmers. It makes a
Why
difference.
would
Let's
you
see.
want four?
I think I got a ship twice, and it, hold up, that's not the one I want there. I want that one there. Let's put you back there. Okay, now I've got some tetrans. I have
If
to
you don't
just.
use them at all, you can discard them, and as long as the ship is unlocked in the character, you can
Let's
just
see.
reclaim them.
What have I got here? I've got a Type 4 shuttlecraft and the Kodai Command Fighter Squadron, which is pulse phasers. I think that's why those were there. What are my other options? I have a digital construct drone. It's plasma. The obelisk is AP, and the Type 7 is a phaser beam. Let's try some Type 7s just for fun. Switch it out there. And let's switch that one.
I gotta say, I'm loving the Proxima Dreadnought. I'm still really enjoying it.
I was so happy my son called me last night to let me know that he'd picked up the bundle, and he's on well, he was on vacation. He took yesterday off to do a game-related thing, not related to the game he works for, not related to Star Trek Online. Now he's off for a business trip for the next couple of days, so... Which is going to...
For a video game?
Pardon?
He works in a video game?
No, he works in a game. He works for Forge... sorry. What's the real name for Warhammer? Games Workshop.
Oh.
Yeah. So... Actually, he's off to...
Well, I would give my liver to be able to work in gaming industry, and I know that this is probably the worst industry to want to work in, but
No, I totally get that. I mean...
it's the only thing that makes sense to me in terms of work that I wouldn't, even if it would be mundane, I wouldn't hate it, because it's still video game industry.
Well, he had... I've told this story before, this isn't news, but he wanted to work for Games Workshop for a long time, and I kind of did the... or you could get a real job. But he went at it, in a kind of professional manner. He applied to them, didn't get hired, did multiple interviews for different things, researched them, went around the country, went around the world, looking into different games workshops, talking with people, meeting with them, studying up. I think it took him 3 years in total before he got hired, and he
Wow.
works hard. I mean, but in a way that he likes working there. So he's happy being there. It is a tough job, but you're right. If it's something you enjoy doing, it's less of a job.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't say that my current job is something I really care for. It's
No,
just like
I get that.
I don't give a fluff. The industry could die if all I could care.
I've
Nothing suggests that the e-discovery branch of IT business is going to die anytime soon. But still, I just couldn't care less, and I
yeah.
wouldn't cry.
I've generally have liked all the jobs that I've had, but none of them have been passion jobs. None of them have made me go, I want to do this more than anything else in my life. The few jobs I've really liked while I'm there, but I've also had jobs that
If
were
I
just
like a
like, it's a
job,
paycheck.
if I like a job, it's probably for the people because I have
Oh,
great people to work
so
with,
true.
and I'm looking forward to getting there to get to work with them, to hang out, and just just do the job around the people I like. I had a job like that, let's say twice. And the only reason why I moved forward is because, I needed a better salary, so I moved on in terms
Yeah.
of like went up
Mm-hmm.
somewhere into like more restrained, and that was a good place too. But again, the mortgage came around, and I was just like, yeah, I might just look for something better. And then it went downhill. That was a big mistake, but it also started to get pretty technical, and that was what kind of irked me. It was just like programming, coding. No, I didn't ask for that. That wasn't on the menu when I applied for like when I went up to this department. There was nothing on like that on the horizon. I don't want to deal with that. It's just to leave. And that was at a time where it was easy to get a new job. That was before COVID and all that stuff. I could have browsed through jobs and they would say, "Oh, you're overqualified. Why are you trying to apply here?" Blah blah blah. And I'm like, "Yeah, because I just needed better money without, necessarily." I mean, I never told what was the real reason, but So to me, the answer was I don't need a more technical job, and I just needed to find something better that pays better.
See, it's gonna let me do
There
this.
you go.
Okay, so no more offers to the exchange for a while. So I have 5 sitting out there.
I gotta say, I'm surprised how um the teaser trailer got me excited for the Software
Tanya
Academy.
sent me something yesterday. She sent me the same one you did, and then there is a Star Trek's doing a puppet episode, Strange New Worlds Season 4.
Yeah, I did see that.
Okay.
I'm not very that much into puppets or whatever, but it's just something new, different, maybe funny, like like the musical, like the crossover episodes. They haven't missed any of those opportunities to make some fun out of this. So I
You
don't
haven't
think it's
seen
gonna be anything more.
episode 3 yet, right?
I have.
Okay. Well, what did you
I'm
think?
up to date.
We're in a commercial break, so.
I think it's a good episode. I mean, this was the one when they were dealing with the Klingons, right?
Yeah, right, it's the Klingon one. So I think I know where I'm not thrilled with Strange New Worlds. I do need to go back and rewatch it. The episodes are focused on the characters and not on the plots. And I do like character-driven things, but I think the plot was such a sub-part of this last episode that it wasn't as good as it could have been. I really think they need to remember there needs to be a plot. There needs to be something that engages us in this universe. But if you go back
I
and you
didn't
think
feel
about it,
engaged.
everything was about the Benga, Pike, what's her name? Patel? Is it Patel?
Patel, I think.
Okay. And that was it. And the previous episode was Christine and primarily Spock and Corby. But very little about what's going on. They put us in a place and then they tell us a story about these people. And that's not bad, but sometimes you need, in Star Trek, I think, in TOS and TNG, in DS9, told a story that the people were involved in. It wasn't a story about those people. So I think they're kind of missing it a little bit. How many do I need? I need 2. I need to get
I
some.
couldn't find anything wrong with it. I really like that I'd like that they come back to the elements that were left behind, like the fact that the manga consciously decided to kill that ambassador because of what he did.
Mm-hmm.
And he couldn't stand the fact that he's trying to weasel himself out of the consequences. I get that, but it was very humane. That was very human. That, we have these flaws.
Yeah.
You might have
Oh,
the
no,
monster inside.
that part of the
and-
story was fine. I have no issues with that. thought that was well carried. It's just Trek always has been able to talk about issues outside of just the characters, moral issues that are here in our society at this time and place, and they can do it through storylines and frequently through characters, aliens most often. They really haven't lately.
Did.
These first 3, they haven't. These are all character driven. Like I said, there's nothing horribly wrong with it. It's just not quite on target. I have to go back and remember if seasons 1 and 2 did that as well. It's not the end of the world, heaven knows, after a couple of the other shows they've had.
I mean, considering how Strange New Worlds originated from Discovery, which lacked any sort of coherence in storytelling or character-driven storytelling, because everything was evolving around Burnham, which was boring. And all these side characters, I don't think I remembered the name of the characters because they weren't repeated enough times in the first 2 seasons for me to remember who they were in the season 3. And I'm like, that's not right. Like, we are having a bridge crew, and I still only remember the name Burnham, and I still remember
Burnham
Captain
and
Giorgio,
Saru
who was
and Tilly.
Saru and Tilly, those were the 3 characters. I remembered Stamets because I hated his guts.
I only remember Stamets because he's in Star Trek Online.
No, I just remembered Stamets because I hated him from the first episode he was ever shown, and I hated him until the very end. I was hoping he'll die a horrible death so I don't have to...
Subtle.
At the end of season 5, I was really hoping he's going to die a horrible death because he doesn't belong in Starfleet. The foundations of his character are wrong.
Oh my god, so many of them don't belong there.
Yeah, true, but he was like, I'm sorry, but when you joined Starfleet, and this doesn't apply, it doesn't matter if you were in the 23rd or the 32nd century. I think the very core, in my understanding, always was that these people knew what they were signing on to, and their families, when they were involved in some way, they knew what they're risking. And like sometimes you have to make a sacrifice that's gonna hurt you, and that's fine because you're working for the greater good, right? There's a greater good. Mm-hmm. The needs of the few, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. You sometimes need to make a painful sacrifice, right? That's why on one end they didn't emphasize so much on Janeway hurting after, realizing that she would probably never live to see her fiancé again because, the distance would take them 75 years if they would be running on Warp 9 non-stop, and they couldn't do that technically, so they just knew that they're not going to make it. If they're trying to find a shortcut still, he's going to be a frail old man even if she gets to see him, right? And in the middle ground that she realizes that he moved on, so he assumed that she's dead or something, so he moved on, and then she realizes that she's got nothing to live for anymore in terms of like a personal relationships. But they still didn't emphasize that because maybe she was that much of a captain that she knew that this was a sacrifice she knew could happen, right? I mean, she didn't know it was gonna happen, but this was part of the risk of being in Starfleet, and she still tried to look out into scientific exploration and stuff like that because there was something more to being part of Starfleet. But Stamets fundamentally many times disregarded that rule and always put himself and his personal family and his personal stuff first. And I'm like, I'm sorry, you should have left Starfleet after season 3. I'm sorry, just no. Yeah, but they kept him because Kurtzman needs a gay representation. Doesn't matter that he's a bad representation. He still needed a gay checkbox. I don't know.
Ooh, that's that's kind of it sometimes. The gay checkbox.
In case of Culber and Stamets, that was really it because they were not a proper depiction of a gay relationship. It was boring and so oversweetened. I was ready to vomit.
Well, the thing is, I could deal with it being boring because how many relationships in real life are boring? A lot.
I get it.
That part's good, but you're right. The overly sweet, overly saccharine bit was. Ooh. By the way, good morning, my starlight. I did see you come in and lurk. But, no, you're 100% right. Would you like to kill some Herald ships with me before the dance party?
Sure. I'd even get a dreadnought out of it, because I need one.
I
do have we would. Ships on the list.
We do.
And Heart frigates as well later, so...
Yeah, I've got Herald ships and Tetrian, and post-dance party I will see what I've got on the other account.
I did Days of Doom this morning. Was
I
pretty
did
good.
Days
Actually,
of Doom over the weekend, and I tried a couple of things. One is I just teamed it with other people twice. Went very well. DT and I wound up doing it twice because it came up in the random queues. But he was there with his big ship, I was there with my big ship, and basically we just took care of everything, and the other people just got to sit back and have a good time. It went great.
good.
And then yesterday, for fun, I decided to see, can you do it as like an AFK thing? You can. If you do it on normal, you can AFK it. If you do it on advanced, I don't know, because sometimes when the Doomsday Machine gets to the starbase and destroys it, it kind of borks the whole thing and it won't complete. So I just ran it on normal. If you do it on AFK, though, pseudo AFK, you have to take out the first wave of all of the ships. I think they're Klingon ships primarily. You have to take them all out, and that's a lot of pew-pew. So if you're going to AFK, you kind of have to do it with a ship that can take out several waves of the enemy ships. Once you get to the scene with Scotty, after that it's on a timer, and if you don't manage to kill the big ship, it will still complete because the captain from the starbase sacrifices herself in the ship to complete it.
That's a star. No, that's not a captain from the starbase. It's a starship captain that responds to their distress beacon, and he comes in and sends his crew off the ship to the station, I think, and just rams the Doomsday device.
Is Gateway okay with you?
Yeah, I'm good with anything. I had a very good run, which was interesting because we had someone who was defending the starbase in the Typhon. You know, the the big brick.
Right.
And they died in the middle of it, and he was defending this. He died and he was defending the space station while we were doing the runs back and forth with the chorus. And he died, and he never respawned, which I assume he AFK'd. He was AFKing at that point, and he was just having everything on autofire, and when he died, he just didn't... And we had... I redirected my ship, and the other guy in the Vengeance redirected his ship to defend the station. We managed to defend it while the other... Do you want to say 2 people left?
Yeah,
they were going back and forth, and they still managed to stop the Doomsday device before it went halfway through.
Nice job.
When the Dreadnought Warp Core was available, and then we managed to just bring it over and destroy the Doomsday. I was surprised because we had 1 AFK, 2 of us redirected to defend the starbase, and we still managed to pull it through in a very good time. But we started.
That might be a good application for the Nadarian Defender to just sit there and spawn camp on the starbase.
Yeah, that's a good point. But if it's able to survive, because there are waves of ships that are punching the starbase, and it does not regenerate its health. You can throw as many fixes as you can. The only thing it can work over is the shield repairs. You can throw shield repairs on it, but they're working on a limited amount, so at the end of the day, it's still gonna deteriorate. I'm very surprised because Proxima wasn't the ship I would bet my...
It's actually the one I wanted of the bunch the most. The others are going to be great, but I really want the Proxima. And I don't know why. I mean,
I wanted the Okinawa for the fact that it looks like a... It kind of looks much like Shangri-La with just a bit of a torpedo mounted twist a little bit. It's weird because it's a ship that doesn't have a deflector at all. I mean visually, because obviously you have a deflector on your ship, but you just don't see it. But it's a pilot maneuver ship, and I'm like, ugh. I don't like that mechanic at all. And I have 2 of those ships, and I'm completely avoiding use of those mechanics unless I really have to. But those are frigates. Those are small, tiny, paper hull, PP little vessels. That's just, ugh. They irk me. I mean, I like the design. I love how all of the variants of Okinawa look like, because it has the TOS variant that looks like something that was designed by one of the fans. I don't know if that's the case, but the TOS variant looks really good. I do like it, and I would be even inclined to actually run it with the blue phasers from Discovery Constitution, but still.
Should we go help them on the other side there?
Yeah, there's just one person on there, just all alone. And they're not handling it. Are they flying? Jem'Hadar thing. I honestly don't much care for the third ship, even though everyone says to get it because it's got the best console. I'm like,
But yeah, but you don't have to get anything you don't want, Chris. I mean, that's...
yeah, I'm very happy with the Okinawa. I love the TMP variant of it. Visuals are just, I love them. I love putting pulse phasers on a ship and just watch it pew and just, it's just,
I'm sorry,
those
but
phasers.
pulse phasers and the Zotbosch for me are just the ones I love to watch.
And it's funny because now that I look at the pulse phasers working properly, unlike they used to, they redesigned their visual entirely recently. I realize how much similar they are to the Kelvin timeline beams.
I'm gonna go
They're
back to the
just
left here to
red.
help out Kyrian.
Okay, I'm just gonna stay here.
I mean,
Danzig?
Yeah, that's what it says.
Danzig?
Let's see. Teha has joined us too. Okay, that's not what I thought it was. I need pew pew more than anything.
That's the name of a that's a German name of a city in Poland, by the way.
Yeah, that sounded familiar.
When it was still under German control. That's how they called it during the occupation. Danzig, which is
I thought that
right
name
there.
sounded familiar.
Yeah, it's right at the north of Poland, it's at the seashore. It's a big port actually. Used to have a big shipyards back in the communist times, but they didn't last. They weren't keeping up to date. I think we constructed a few times.
That does happen.
But that's where the revolution movement against the communist regime started.
Right! Yes, that's where I know the name from. Thank you.
Yep.
So I was living in Chicago at that time.
Protesters were there.
And Chicago has a huge Polish community. Huge. So
Yeah, well,
it was like front page news all the time. What's going on here?
Yeah. When they put in the martial law in 1981, the protests started there, and surprisingly they kind of worked out some sort of agreement, and that's where the movements against the communist regime started. That was actually there on the 25th anniversary of the movement. It was 2005. And when Jean-Michel Jarre came in, and he pulled off a concert right at the very middle of that shipyard where it all started, all took place. The concert was great. I remember traveling like 7 hours in the train to get there, and the concert started right at dawn. Oh, wait. Right at sunset, I guess. Because Jean-Michel Jarre used a lot of fireworks, lasers, projectors, stuff like that. The concert was really impressive. He combined elements even from like our national music, because there was an orchestra involved. He doesn't usually use orchestra because most of his music is fully synthesized, like computer generated and stuff like that. Although he did use his laser harp, which is always an impressive piece of technology. I mean, when you think about it now, it's pretty simple. You just cover a beam of light, of a laser light actually. But it's just a photonic laser, not a cutting laser. It covers specific notes and they play a sound. But it's still fun when he does that because you see those lasers point above the audience and they do the bit. I still remember it quite vividly, and that was like...
Do you just have one dreadnought that you need to get?
Yeah, I've got one Dreadnought.
Yeah, we'll have
so
the,
if we do this one, we're probably gonna get it by,
yeah, we'll get
by
that
team
last
if
one
I,
at the
if I
end.
don't get it.
Well, it won't let us finish till we get that, so no biggie. I was just checking if I said queue us up for something else, and we're done. Post dance part, of course. Somebody else on this one? Guess so.
I barely have anything to do.
DT and
most of the portals are on the other guy's side, and I have nothing to do here. Just
yeah,
shit.
that was my last run out. Was somebody was just zipping around getting all the portals, and I'm like, you know what? He's clearly having fun, or she. I'm not gonna mess with him.
Yeah, like why ruin their fun?
Exactly.
If they're not complaining in chat that I'm doing nothing, so let them have it.
Yep.
Oh wow, there's one on my side.
Yay! Yep. We were playing this in DT, and I got back to our discussion about good commercials we need to create for the show, like the Kobayashi Maru School of Piloting. See that radiation portal? Yeah. Really dangerous one? Yeah. Aim for it. Captain. No, you're fine. Just aim for it.
Did you see the trailer for the Academy? Did you have a good look at it?
Yeah,
I
did.
Did you see the wall with the names?
Yes, I did.
You read all of them?
No,
like
I didn't.
Admiral Harry Kim, thank you very much.
Oh, thank goodness.
Everyone's happy for Harry.
Yeah.
Poor Harry. But now in canon he went to an admiral.
Yay! Well, we knew that all along, but I wonder if he gets a promotion here in the game then. He's not an admiral in the game, he's still captain, right?
Well, captain, yeah. You know, Janeway took only 7 years to get to admiral from a captain. So
well, I still argue that the reason, and I know you like Janeway and you know I don't like Janeway, but I'm still arguing it's because they wanted her out of any position of power or authority, so you promote her to her level of incompetence.
But an admiral has power and authority. So.
Yeah, but can be overridden by others, you know. Good morning, Chosen. We know what happens when Harry gets promoted. What happens when Harry gets promoted, Satalia? Otherwise, other than the universe as we know it ceases to exist. And good morning, Chosen, and good morning, Satalia. No, there is something called the Peter Principle, which is when you have somebody who's, for reasons in the company, and you can't get rid of them, you promote them to a level where you can basically control everything they do, and if they make bad decisions, you can override them. And it's easier to do when they're in kind of an executive position. It's like, oh, that's a really good idea. We're not doing that. Did you get your dreadnought?
I did. As a matter of fact.
Ex-dreadnought.
It vanished very quickly, but
yes,
I got a hit at it.
Yeah, it looks like we had enough firepower here to make it go by quickly. What the heck? I want to get back to my dance party. Yeah. Well, I can still get into the dance party a minute late and finish it. There we go. Whew. Wee oh wee, as my sister used to say. Congratulations. My sister couldn't whistle. I can't whistle either. So when she would be really impressed with something, she would try and make the whistling sound, and she finally wound up just going, whee oh whee. Which was her version.
You can't whistle?
Oh, it's pathetic. I'm sure if I practiced, I would be absolutely fine and could do it, but it's breathy and sounds terrible and like
yeah, that's not whistling.
Yeah, I know. I'm very aware that's not whistling.
That reminds me of a scene, and they actually kept it in the TV series The Last of Us. There's this character of a 14-year-old girl that is the main character, like one of the two main characters of the series.
Mm-hmm.
And when we run into her, she's very foul-mouthed for someone of her age, very like adult acting, but still kind of a kid. And there are these moments where she's kind of like you're supposed to build up a relationship with her on the course of the game,
Okay.
And
Sure.
there's a moment when you just there's a lot of scavenging and like, uh, what is that blue dot
Do
flying
the
above?
side
There
step.
is a weapon, the Defiler, the Herald Defiler weapon. It's a ground weapon.
Okay,
If you equip
and it
it,
does that.
right, it's the Herald Defiler here. If you equip it, let's
Do
see.
the running man.
There we go. So you can see that I'm holding it right now. Or if you're watching the screen, I'm holding it. But as soon as I
Yeah.
start to move, all you see is the light part of it on the end. You don't see the
Oh,
stick.
that's so cool! I
Uh-huh.
didn't know that.
Yep.
That was just so cool.
Do the leg
Anyway,
kick.
there's a moment when when you're just exploring. 'Cause there's a lot of scavenging and crafting, so you gotta find materials. And there's this scene when it's triggered in the game where she starts to like pretend to whistle, but she's just feeling blowing air through her
Raise the
lips.
roof.
And he's like, "What are you doing?" I'm trying to learn how to whistle. You don't know how to whistle. Does it sound like I know how to whistle?
Yeah.
And there's a moment, like sometime later, when she finally gets it. She finally knows it. It's like, ah! And
Do
she
the
like,
leg kick.
she's got these reactions to things like a real genuine kid that's just learning life and learning new things as she's this, these 14-year-old girl, and in the post-apocalyptic world,
Do
and
the
she's
leg kick.
learning the mundane. And they kept it in the show, and I really loved it because it was such an endearing moment when she's just pretending like clearly not knowing how to whistle, and he's like, how a 14-year-old kid doesn't know how to whistle. He's kind of surprised, but still. Uh, anyway, it's been 84 years since it started raining here.
We had rain last
Torrential
night.
rains.
We had drip, drip, drip. That was it. Drip,
Do
drip,
the
drip
snake
last
Oh
night.
no.
Oh, it's just like, no, come on. We don't need the rain. We're not desperate. We haven't. Last year was a drought. This year has been rain here and there. But they keep going, hey, it's going to rain. And it rains north of us. It rains south of us. It rains to the east. Rains to the west and then stops.
That was the thing the
Dance
whole
club
weekend
style.
until it actually came yesterday evening, and it's been raining ever since.
Yeah.
I'm looking outside the bedroom window and everything is drenched. Even like the wall I have outside of my building
The
is like
robot.
dripping with water, and it's so bad. I'm in the city, so flooding doesn't concern me, but there are places in the country which are being flooded, and
Yeah.
that's not fun. Because we had terrible floods last year in September, and some people haven't
Raise the
recovered from
roof.
Oh,
that,
no.
so...
No. I mean, we have floods here and it takes years for people to recover. Well, not here so much. This land is super flat. So all the flood
Yeah,
areas are pretty well known. People don't
takes in
build
everything,
there.
does it?
Yeah.
Do the robot.
So they
1997 was a year of two tragedies in Poland. First was when Lady Diana died, and then there was flood in August. And that flood was something that, stapled itself in
Raise the
communities'
roof.
memories for like years to come. It was probably one of the worst rains in a few decades. The floods were just absolutely abysmal. Oh, okay.
Dance club style.
So my city celebrated 602nd anniversary.
wow.
I mean, the city just, as I said,
Do
it
the
didn't bloom
running
until the
man.
19th century, but still had the city rights around that time, and it continued to function. And we had a music festival. It was
Mm-hmm.
called the
Just
Summer Festival
dance.
2025. Um, and my God, I could hear it over here, and I'm like, I don't know, 2 kilometers away from the epicenter of the
Yeah.
event. And last night, I could actually see from the lights on the scene and
Wave your
everything, I could
hands.
see that reflecting on the clouds above because it was already starting to rain. Kind of felt like Chung Shao came back. He did actually a concert in my city too, a few years back.
Do the robot.
Wasn't as impressive because it was in at a stadium which can be used as a concert hall as well.
Let me catch up on
Good-
chat here for a
good.
second. Chosen says, I'm really wondering your opinion if the USS Bedford should look more
Do
like a
the
dreadnought. No,
robot.
I don't think so.
What's the USS Bedford though?
Chosen has created ships that are the USS Bedford in various incarnations, which have always struck me as more of a SOV class, you know, very much that combination
Do the
of
sidestep.
military but also exploration. And if you go to Dreadnought, you're focusing on that military for image at least. So I would stick with the not going for a deliberate Dreadnought look, but that's me. And Satalia says Mom's going to be
Dance
sad
club
tomorrow. No, Mom's
style.
not going to be sad tomorrow, Satalia. Mom's going to be sad on Wednesday. It goes through Wednesday, right?
Do the running man.
Yeah, it goes through July 30th. I got 2 more days here, Satalia. No, Wednesday, the 30th. I just looked at it.
Do the robot.
Why is Mom being sad again?
Because Ryza ends.
Right.
But Ryza doesn't end until
Oh.
Wednesday at 12. I will be sad on Wednesday, except I'm busy on Wednesday, so I won't be here for the last day of it. So I'm wrapping everything up tomorrow. But that said, we are
Just dance.
expecting really bad weather on Wednesday, so I'm going to go to classes tonight, do something else tomorrow night to kind of make up for it, and then I will be on the air this week on Wednesday and Friday instead of Tuesday and Thursday.
Dance club style.
I always hate it when Dance Party doesn't show up in the top of my little list there. Dance
Wave your
Party, there we go.
hands.
Let's make you primary so I can see you. There we go. So I was doing this yesterday because, you know, it was a very hot day. I thought I'd just spend a lot of the day on Ryza. Got into the Dance Party. It started,
Do the snake.
first thing was the choo-choo. First thing out of the box was the choo-choo. Good morning, Cliff. Now, Ryza is now basically the month of July, so next year I know Mom won't be on Thursday because of the Naked Party. That's 100%
Wave your
true,
hands.
Satalia. We are doing the Naked Party. So I got the total price for the 3 of us to go to the Naked Party, including
the
food,
Running
theater
Man.
tickets, blah, 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 and tips. Was about $250, which is like, I'm spending $250 to go to a movie. And then I realized, okay, the food would be this much, and the gratuity is built in. It includes alcoholic beverages,
Dance
blah, blah,
club
blah.
style.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's about right. It's just that I'd normally get it, you know, this amount from the bar, this amount from the restaurant, this amount from the tickets, and this amount from the gratuity, and you don't think of it that way. But it's still a lot of money.
Dance club style.
It's for a group of us, Cliff. It's not just one person. I'm not spending $250 to go see a movie by myself. Yeah, well, it's for several people. $250
Do
will
the
definitely get me a few
robot.
ships. But I'm trying to convert some of my dill into Zen so I can start buying ships and keys and stuff.
Yeah, I bought too many character customizations for
snake.
Marvel Rivals. I'm not buying any ships anytime soon, even if they drop something in the lockbox.
Cliff,
Oh
we're,
my god, it's even worse raining right now.
we're going to go
Ugh.
see the new Police Squad movie.
Oh, you're going to see that?
Yes,
Okay.
they're having a
Let me know
whole
what you think.
party
Do
for it.
the
I will.
running man.
I want it to be good, and my guess is the theater wants it to be good because they are doing the whole party and dinner and custom drinks and all that. And when a movie's an absolute loser, they don't do that. So they didn't have anything for Snow White, for
Dance
example.
club style.
I would be
Even
surprised
though
if
that was
anyone would
a,
come even for
you know,
free food.
half a billion dollar movie, and they didn't even bother with making a drink for it or meal.
Yeah, I heard someone even getting
Do the
like a
robot.
relatively good quality but still a download, and they still couldn't get through it. It was so bad.
I didn't hear anything good about it, and that's When you can't find anything good about a movie, that's not a
Raise
good
the roof.
sign. Oh,
I mean, it has Gal Gadot in it. What's
I
good
love Gal
about it?
Gadot. And somebody described her as chewing up the scenery. It is absolutely pouring out there now, all of a sudden.
Yeah, you should see outside here.
Well, we can
Oh
do
my
it. Oops, we're on light
goodness.
kick. My bad. Hi, girls. Yeah, the girls just came trotting upstairs. I swear to goodness, I made Dance Party my primary here, and it didn't pop up in that. How does that happen?
Wow, the amount of rain coming in right now.
I have all my windows open, so once the dance party's over, I'm going to have to go close windows. I didn't finish this.
Well-
Oh, maybe I finished it. Maybe that's why it's doing that.
Well, that's the thing. My rain over here is just like straightforward from running in straight line. There's no wind at all.
Yeah,
So
it's
just raining from top to bottom doesn't actually go inside at all. So I'm like, I can leave the windows open. It's fine.
My-
It just looks so
my old
weird.
apartment was amazing. It was perfectly designed so that unless the wind was coming from a direction it rarely comes from, which I'm going to say was like
Yeah.
northeast, you could sit on the
Yeah.
porch in an absolute downpour and not get moist. But the windows were the same way. It just wasn't coming in. So you could have your windows open all day and all night. You could have I would leave my patio door open with the screen closed and the dogs won't go out there. It was great.
Nice.
It was really lovely. And this house isn't bad. The windows downstairs, well, there's only 2 of them. They're at the front of the house, and I don't open them because you know who would go out the windows? The dogs. Someone's doing the
Oh.
Thriller dance? Yeah, that's the zombie dance, Cliff.
Thriller dance.
Yeah, just the Thriller dance.
Is it really like Thriller?
Yeah, it is. I took it. So there's... That's zombie dance.
Right.
Ooh, Joshua has
I-
redeemed Mom Hydration. Thank you.
Mom's gonna be hydrated.
I am, and I'm going to be hydrated with coffee. Thank you very much. And today it's the leftover what was ever in the grinder from yesterday. So primarily the dog sleeps in my bed, which is a fine coffee with extra caffeine.
I have to say, coffee doesn't actually hydrate you. But
It does a little bit. Good morning, Joshua, and thank you very much for the coffee.
You're welcome.
Yes, coffee does hydrate you, just not terribly well.
well, considering how caffeine
out there and
flushes your
fly.
magnesium
Moopsy, get out
amount.
there.
It flushes out
fly.
almost everything. It's not a diuretic,
Yeah.
but it definitely gets things progressing, not necessarily in good ways. Stone Arches, Great Tower, Inner Caldera, and Buzz the Resort. Satalia says I drank all the nude beach blend. I have to decide whether I want to bother with zipping up to Chicago just to buy coffee one day.
You being a good boy, Hagrid.
Did you Hagrid? I was telling Taz about Hagrid.
Yeah, I did send Tess a few pictures.
Oh, good.
Hagrid's a
Good morning, Wolfie. Long time, my dear.
interesting.
How you doing?
He's a little bit of overbearing at times, because he's very needy in terms of connection and
It'll take
physical
him a while
contact.
to get confident in you being there and all that good stuff.
Well, that's the thing.
Chicken
I think it's more to his upbringing than anything else, because I remember my previous dog was just absolutely fine, but he was well socialized. I
Yeah.
think this one probably was brought up with kids, and until he was, a puppy, he was fine around kids,
Good
and
thing
then
that
probably
volcano's
starting to
not
be a bit
active
forceful, to be still petted, and he maybe hit a child or something with his paw, because he hit me a few times with his paw. Not intentionally to hit me, but he was just like trying to signal me, pet me more. Love me more.
Yeah.
I got a hit in the nose by him already twice. But it's not malevolent, he's just really trying to signal, I need you,
He's
I need you
booping
more.
your snoot.
Yeah, except he has very strong paws.
Yes, I get that. Yeah, I actually have to go hunting for a new vet because my vet is doing stupid things right now. Not
What do you
bad
mean
things. I mean,
stupid
they're still
things?
fine vets, but they sent me a message going, "Hey, you need to schedule your dogs to get their vaccinations for this year." That's fine. That's what they should do. So I set up the appointment. Oh, but you're not eligible because your payments don't kick in until 3 days after the vaccinations are due. Yeah. Thinking that's
And why are they reminding?
exactly why are
Right.
they reminding? So I'm thinking if I'm paying a monthly fee, which I am, and it's not cheap, and I have to drive almost 45 minutes each way. I wonder if there's a vet that's got good ratings and is close to me. And lo and behold, there's a vet with great ratings that's walking distance from the house. Not that I'd walk the dogs there, but I could. Can you guys hold for a second? I'm just going to go check to make sure it's not pouring in the doors. I don't think it is, but I'll be right back. Oh, it's raining so perfectly straight down. It's not coming in any of my windows. I am a very
That's
happy
very much
person.
like here. Very much like here.
See, I've got Master Relaxer done. And I've got all 6 sandcastles done. Yay! Well, let's see. I have done everything on this one, Chris, so I'm going to jump out of the party here. I'm going to switch over to a different... really good. But yeah.
Well, if you ever run out of ideas for a taste of ice cream, you got a ice cream that's gingerbread cookies taste, and sounds weird, but it's really good.
No, I bet it's delicious. It sounds great.
And if you go to our capital of gingerbread, which is Torun in Poland, there is an old cafe ice cream. They make ice cream on their own. There's nothing. This is like their own brand, their own kind of recipe and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think they go back in at least a few decades back, so they've been established for quite a while. And their ice cream is just absolutely delicious, and they have their own type of gingerbread ice cream taste, which flavor, which actually has little pieces of gingerbread in it, like tiny little crunchy bits that you just get them. Oh, so good. It's interesting because our gingerbread usually has probably yours as well, has all those spices that sometimes make it a little bit more spicy side, but it's still sweet, and it just kind of makes it very, very stand out as a ice cream flavor. It's so good. I miss it, actually. It's been a while since I had that one.
Oh, God, Satalia. No. What happens if you slap somebody at high frequency?
If you do what?
If you slap somebody at high frequency.
Like, high frequency of many slaps happening?
Frequency is still frequency, whether it's volume or pitch or speed. But what happens? It hurts.
Hyperslap?
It hurts.
Oh.
Badum-tish.
Oh, there's not enough bottom tish to cover that one.
Yeah, I know. Satalia.
That
Bad
was
Satalia.
terrible.
Thank you. I didn't do it. Not mine. It's terrible.
Even
So how are
so,
you doing,
wow.
Joshua?
Good.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
Did a lot of work in Elite Dangerous yesterday.
I just mostly stayed on Ryza trying to knock out the accolades that you can't get out of season. I mean, you can do most of the big year, except you can't do Popple. Excuse me, Master Relaxer. You can do everything except Popple. And you can't do any of the game-oriented ones, which I don't care about as much. And you can't do sandcastles, so I'm trying to knock out sandcastles and Pavel on every single tune that needs it done. Hence my tendency to go over here and go sand. That one's done. And Master Relaxer's done. Yay. Alright, so that's amazing. That one's done. Yay. And also get some of my bird collections turned in. Because there was one year where I had all the birds in my inventory because for whatever reason I forgot it was ending on a certain day, and it's like, but if you, I don't, when you carried these birds for a year, that's 5 birds. Let's see, this tune has got Borg ships. Ooh, would anybody like to join me? Is Mom looking forward to the SNW Puppet episode? That's next year, Satalia, according to what you sent me, season 4. But yeah, that could be really good depending on who wrote it. Can you imagine if Tawny Newsom wrote that or helped write it? That would be amazing. Chris,
We'll join you some Borg.
Okay, let me send out some party invitations here. Chris, you want to do some Borgies with us?
Sure.
Okay.
Some on Endeavor list, I got Sylvath and Hergs, but I'll do that one later.
So, Chosen, I don't know if you're into Italian beef. I don't think Portillo's is the best Italian beef out there. A lot of people like it. Cliff is logging in, so as soon as Cliff gets here and Chris accepts, we can do that. However, Portillo's burgers, just their plain burgers, are fantastic. Everything's cooked to order. It's got the open kitchen thing, so you can watch through the window as your food is being prepped. Weirdly enough,
I love that approach.
Yeah. Weirdly enough, their hot dogs are really good too. I'm not a hot dog person, but if I'm in the mood for one, that is a really good hot dog. French fries, they're fine. They're French fries, big deal. Their salads used to be fantastic, not so much anymore. They used to make their salads to order, and you could watch them make that too. Really good. But yeah, their straight out burgers good. Their chicken sandwiches are pretty good too. But that chocolate cake shake is amazing. Fortunately, the nearest Portillo's is like 30 miles from here, 25 miles. And if I want that chocolate cake shake, I'm going to have to bicycle there and back to get it to justify the calories.
By the way, I've almost finished getting Romulans on 2 characters.
Congratulations. Somebody pointed out we have a temporal recruitment event coming up.
That's after maintenance today.
There's no maintenance today. Maintenance is tomorrow.
Why is the maintenance thing already on the launcher then?
Is it? It wasn't on mine. It must have just
It
come
wasn't
up.
on mine when I launched.
Yeah. So I'm looking here, upcoming weekend. It's not there. Sometimes it's there. Give me a sec here. I'm going to pull up a new one. I'm opening a new instance real quick here, and then I'll launch this for some Borglandia. Yep, it does indeed say they're doing maintenance tomorrow, July 29th, from 7 to 9:30 a.m.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's not today, Joshua. It's tomorrow.
Yeah.
So that's perfect. 7 to 9 tomorrow. Maybe I'll hit the gym tomorrow instead of Wednesday. They're
I
talking
think
dangerous.
they're starting to put it up in advance because a lot of times it was just like, oh, like, there's going to be maintenance today, like an hour before it happens. And a lot of people were kind of annoyed when they were doing maintenance. I mean, you kind of knew that it's going to happen, but you didn't know the hours. They're putting up a day in advance, which is good.
Hey, Chosen, where are you living roughly? And is Guillotine okay with everybody for Borgs?
Always.
Yeah. Well. I just need 5 Borg ships. Mine isn't impressive. Wee woo?
Mm-hmm.
So, Portillo's was based out of Villa Park, Illinois. It was just this little hot dog shack. And the guy has slowly expanded through Chicago. And then he got bought out, I'm going to say about 10 years ago. And the company has expanded them more rapidly than just being in Chicago. So you can find them in California, here in Indiana, all over Illinois. But the buyout was with the agreement that 1, nobody who was currently there was going to get fired. And 2, they had to do it with the same attention to quality that the guy had. And guess what? They're still good. They've changed
good.
they've changed some things because of COVID. They changed a lot of their menus. I think the reason the open salad bar went away was they were concerned with people breathing on the open salad stuff. Well, it wasn't a
Yeah.
salad bar, but they would make your salad in front of you, and now they do it separately. And the salads aren't as good as a result. And as a result, they've pulled a lot of the salads off the menu because they aren't as good. But they haven't done a lot of expanding into things they don't do well. They've really stuck with the things they're good at. And my favorite Portillo's story is I'm at Portillo's here in Indy, and it was taking a long time to get through things. So one of the managers comes out, wearing his apron, and he's got the thing so he can do the credit cards and get everything paid for in advance, and he's getting the orders and running them out. So I'm guessing somebody at the front of the line had like a chicken sandwich or something. Because it's done to order, it takes a few more minutes. And I get up there to pick up my food, and they'd given my food to the car in front of me. So what does the manager do to the person who's running the window? Explains to them respectfully how we're going to resolve the problem. This is what you need to do. You need to explain it to the customer. We're going to do this. We're going to pay attention to this, this, and this. And just walks them through the whole process. So it's not like threatening the person. Made me feel good about, being there. I'm sure it kept them from being stressed out. I actually wrote him a letter going, hey, you need to promote this person. He did a great job.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's always good.
Yeah.
Last thing you need is to do a reprimand in front of the customers.
Exactly. And no, this was just all, hey, things happen. Try not to do it, but in the meantime, let's make sure this customer is happy and resolved and all that good stuff. And in the meantime, they're getting everybody else behind me taken care of so they can, get around and out.
It also makes it feel better for the customers because they know they're being taken care of,
Oh, yeah.
even if there's been a mix-up. I've seen that go wrong in so many cases.
Yeah. Like I said, you order a chicken sandwich, you're going to wait, but they actually have a place where you can pull over to the side and wait, and they will bring it out to you.
Speaking of the place where you actually see the food being made.
Yeah.
There's a breakfast place. I was talking about the capital of gingerbread in Toring, which is a little bit to the north from where I live. They have a breakfast place. I want to say it's called Boka, which is kind of translated like a bun. Because they do only breakfast. And you can have a breakfast even at 7 p.m. It doesn't matter.
Nice.
It's assumed that you can have a complete, people live and work in different, shifts and times a day and stuff like that. So their philosophy is you can have breakfast all day. They don't stop serving breakfast.
I
They don't
love
serve
that.
anything else. But their approach is lovely, and you actually see them prepare it. There's a glass wall,
Yeah. Yeah.
so you can
exactly.
see part of the kitchen when they're preparing whatever. You can have an omelette, you can have scrambled eggs, you can have a full breakfast. I think they had even semi-English breakfast, but with a Polish twist on it. So it was, it didn't have the typical UK stuff like the black pudding because no one likes it here.
Yeah, no.
But they,
I don't think
but
they like it there either.
I hear a lot of Brits love it. I don't know them personally, but
I've tried
I'm
it.
sure
It was
they exist.
fine, but I'm not going out of my way to eat it again.
Oh no! And it's funny because we do have a black sausage, which is kind of like the same thing here, but black pudding is just no.
It's not my
Yep.
personal preference.
But they'll have all that stuff, and it's really great because it's always fresh. You always see it prepared in front of you. And watching them actually do that, it just makes you feel like you're almost like home because you see it prepared like mom would do it. It's really great. Very cheap and very good. It's surprising because it's a very touristy place. Like the entire old town is extremely touristy. This is where Copernicus lived and was born in, and this is where he had his workshop, which is still part of the tourist stuff, and the house is preserved like the entire old town. 16th, 17th century, mostly 16th century architecture and market and all that is still intact, being lived in, and fully functioning.
Let me interrupt for one sec. Chosen. I don't know how many other places sell ribs, to be honest. Barbecue ribs and stuff like that are so regional that it's hard to find a chain that does it. Portillo's sells them. I'm not thrilled with their ribs, but they're fine. But we have barbecue places here. Small chains and independent places, so ribs you can get, but they're really expensive. It's ribs. Ribs should not be expensive. Especially like spare ribs. It's not everybody's cup of tea.
Well, those should technically sushi not be expensive, because like in Japan it's the most mundane and most common thing, but they made a business out of it, making it expensive anywhere else.
I think it depends on where, because we've got really expensive sushi, and we've got, you can go there every night, you know. A lot of all-you-can-eat sushi places for like 25 bucks.
Maybe it's more popularized. Probably it's a European thing.
Oh, no, I mean, if I was back in Chicago, yeah, I'd be paying a fortune for it for any place outside the grocery store.
Yeah.
But we have Japanese grocery stores in Chicago, and a few here.
No, we don't.
So you just go in and you get your little plastic tray with sushi that they made a few hours ago or 10 minutes ago, but always that day.
Some markets will have like a Japanese week and they'll have all that kind of stuff, but it's not the same quality. So we don't have like equivalent to Japanese markets and stuff. You can probably buy online more quality stuff than you can actually buy in a physical shop.
So we have Saraga, which is an international food market. Very good. French bakery. Decent sushi. But if you need to get, a cow head for something or a horse lung or whatever, that would be the place to go. Well, yeah, I wouldn't actually eat any of that stuff. They have a really good produce section. It's like half the store is fresh produce. You need cactus leaves for something? We got cactus leaves. You need this, you need that. Fresh spices, fresh herbs. But right next to that is, actually not next to it, but not far away from that is a proper Japanese market where they make fresh sushi, and really good sushi. But it's made for people who are just grabbing, a $6 tray for lunch. It is not haute cuisine. It's tasty. And it's cheap. But getting back to ribs, yeah, ribs used to be, good barbecue places all over the place. Now it's City Barbecue, and there's two others in town that are decent. And then you've got the mom and pop shops that do their own barbecue in the back of the building. That's so good.
One thing I missed is we don't have that. I remember like in 90s and the 2010s it was quite common, but right now it's not. Roasted chicken places?
Yeah, that was common. It's now out of popularity, but I did love the roasted chicken places.
I know. You can buy half a chicken, you can just buy like just a chicken leg or like chicken wings and stuff like that. I don't understand the concept of eating chicken wings, considering how small those things are and how bony, but some people just love them.
Yeah, they're good.
Sometimes I just miss a good roasted chicken. Like you could buy half and just have it for yourself, seated somewhere like
Good
out of the
morning,
back.
Rachel. Yeah, I like roast chicken. I'll get into that in a second. Let me jump back to here. Chosen says, also curious about the slice of cake that Portillo's have on the menu. It looks very big, like it's bigger than the glass that the milkshake is made in. Actually, the thing that they make the shake in is really big. It's one of those old school metal ones. So the cake gets lumped in there and kind of mashed up as it goes in, along with some ice cream and milk. Yeah, it's a big thing, but not a lot of milk goes into that. That's all. One thick, ooey-gooey mess. And good morning, Rachel. I saw you at the dance party the other night. I think I was on one of my alts. And Satalia calls dibs on 5. Good work, because you did it. It's completed now. You're not even here and you still completed it. So what were we talking about, Chris? Before I so rudely interrupted to catch up on the chat. And Joshua has left us. Joshua, don't leave us.
The chicken.
Joshua wasn't in our TFO. That's weird. Did he not accept our invitation? I wonder if he didn't accept the invitation. That's possible. That happens a lot.
Could be.
Sushi, barbecue,
Roasted chicken.
roasted chicken. Yeah. So there's a discount place here. Well, not really discount. A place called Costco. It's like Sam's Club, where you buy annual membership and you get stuff in bulk at better prices. This is not true. You do not get stuff at better prices, with the exception of rotisserie roasted chickens, which are $4.99. They sell them at a loss. Pre-cooked, all set to go, still hot and fresh and all that good stuff. And I suddenly realized, even though it's $4.99, I'm not enjoying it. By the time I get it home, the breast is overdone. It's not very tasty. The thighs are great, but I'm spending $4.99 for 2 chicken thighs. It's not really worth it.
I think it's type of a food that you probably eat in the car or like somewhere outside. It's just not
Yeah, it's
getting
something
it.
I would eat outside if I could, because it's messy. Chosen asks, what's a tamale? Seriously? A tamale is... You make something called masa, which is finely ground cornmeal mixed with generally a little bit of water and lard, and you turn it into a paste. And you smear that on the inside of a corn husk that's been dried and then soaked in water. Then you make a filling. Filling can be a lot of things. It could be beans, it could be meat, it could be cheese, it could be a combination of all of those. You fold it up, you wrap it, you tie it, and you put it in the steamer, and you steam it for like an hour, which sounds like a lot, but it's not, because you have to cook that paste all the way through. And then you take it out, unwrap it from the husk, and serve it with sauce. Usually a slightly spicy chili and tomato sauce, but again, that's all family preference. They are good.
Dead.
Yeah. I used to live in an area that had a huge Mexican community, so not only did everybody make their own tamales, but a lot of places would have them pre-made and frozen. All you do is take them home, stick them in a big pot, preferably a steamer, but you know, whatever, and steam them until they were cooked through and they had the time on it. Unwrap them and eat them. Are they tasty? It's personal preference. I don't really like the cornmeal paste. And by the way, you can buy the cornmeal paste all pre-made, so you don't have to make it yourself. A grandmother would yell at you for buying the stuff pre-made. Most people these days are like, yeah, homemade's definitely better, but to do it right takes a long time. And I have seen recipes where you go all the way from harvesting the corn through the process of removing the husk. I can't remember what that's called. And then you have to soak it in lye water, which helps activate the proteins. And then you grind it. And then you start mixing up with the water and the lard and all that other stuff. But it's... I can't really describe it very well other than that. I won't say it's peasant food, but it is more basic food. It's probably... These days it's definitely served as a treat because it's a pain in the butt to make. I know a lot of places that families that will have it as part of their Christmas dinner because it's that much of a pain and it's such a family thing. But it's inexpensive and it's a way to make food stretch a lot longer because you can fill the corn paste with anything, leftovers. Let's see, Satalia, I like watching weird videos about UFOs and other conspiracies. Don't worry, I don't believe them. Apparently there was a group of aliens called Etherians who visited us in the 50s offering us technology if we agreed to dismantle all our nukes. Well, isn't that interesting?
What? Oh, that's kind of scary.
Yeah. And do we think that this is all going to tie back into the current episodes of Stowe? With our Aetherians?
Ooh, I wouldn't mind that.
Okay. Yeah, at the end, hey,
I mean, I don't mind a good conspiracy theory like that that can be explained by something else happening. And Star Trek did do that once in a while, so.
Get out there and fly.
do
You've
this.
seen the get out there and fly.
Let's see what's up on my flying high today.
Oh my god. As soon as the humidity rose, mosquitoes came.
Oh yeah, oh my god. I was telling somebody I
God,
have 2 colognes during the cooler weather. So let's say end of September through beginning of June, I wear Samsara by Guerlain. The rest of the year, I wear Deep Woods Off.
Enjoying the view of the harbor?
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
not
no, the
joking.
fragrance. I know.
No, the mosquitoes are so intense here that if there's a part of me that isn't absolutely covered in bug spray, I get chewed up. So I was out walking the dogs, and I walked out of the house realizing I hadn't put on the bug spray. Made them come back in. They were not happy about that. Covered myself in bug spray, except for my hands because I was holding the leashes.
Sure to take some time
I
to
got bitten
explore
on my
the side
fingers.
trails
The
after
only
you're
part of
done
me that wasn't
playing.
covered
Yeah,
in bug
those-
spray. Ugh.
Yeah, I know. It's awful. I remember I was with my dad in Italy, and we were in the northern part where they had to just do the irrigation to their fields.
Yeah.
There were mosquitoes in those
Oh, yeah.
irrigation channels.
Oh, there sure are. I mean,
We had to have a session, like 20-minute session of killing those bastards before we could able to even go to sleep in the car
Yeah.
because we were driving in that
Circle
truck.
the
And
peak.
well, you know,
That
you
should
don't
give you a
you
quick
don't exactly
view
put
of most
mosquito
of this
bug screen in your car in the door because that kind of kills the point of getting into the car. So eventually, some of those bastards have gotten in, and
oh yeah.
otherwise you would just be spotted from head to toe in the morning, and that was just awful. And they had like the Italian. I want to say the
I hope you
Italian
had a fun
mosquitoes are
flight. Get
smaller
out there
because
and
they are
fly.
tinier. But that means that more of them can sit on your hand at the same time. Because ugh,
Well, that's
I hate
true.
those things.
I have
Yeah,
too many
it's
outstanding
fantastic.
offers there. Cannot do that anymore. Well, I suppose I should go start my day because I do have a really crazy busy day today. But I was thinking moving forward, we'd talked about doing a show in the afternoon, and because life has been a little hectic lately, I was thinking about doing an afternoon show dedicated to doing endeavors. Oh, sorry about that, Cliff. I forgot. Language. My bad. My mom didn't feel well yesterday because of bug bites. Last year, I got bitten by a tick, or whatever they do, chewed on by a tick, and wound up with Lyme disease. I was really lucky.
Oh.
It wasn't horrible, but
Lyme disease can be dormant in your body for
Yeah, it
years,
can be.
and then
It can
it
be. So
reactivates.
every time I get a little sick, I'm like, oh no, is it back? Is that it? Is this beginning? Is it coming back for a while?
And it never like there are two people that can be bit by like the same strand of the tick, and outside of like developing symptoms
Yeah.
later on, those things will give you completely different symptoms in two different people, and it's so undistinguishable. Sometimes really hard to figure out. It can be misdiagnosed for years.
Yeah. And it can
Really
look
one
like
of
an
the worst
autoimmune
things.
disease on top of everything else.
Yeah.
And that's why
Well,
it gets
the
really hard to
guy-
diagnose.
The singer Ran, I sent you a clip of. He has been undergoing that for 10 years before he was properly diagnosed.
Mhm.
He went on so many treatments, misdiagnosis, autoimmunity. Awful. The fact that he's, well, getting better now after
That's good.
years of being misdiagnosed and mistreated for stuff that he didn't have, which,
Well,
awful.
what's interesting is that there's so much Lyme disease here in this particular area that there are actual clinics dedicated to figuring out what it is, what you've got. So getting diagnosed super easy here, because it's like they go for the obvious symptoms. What have I got? Here's that sentence.
For a limited
Sea spray.
time only, I will
Um,
be awarding bonus favors to anyone
So I went
who
in
buys
and I'm
help
thinking
with
I've got this, that, or the
local
other
temporal
because I didn't have
contacts.
the obvious red rash that you get, the target rash. And I said, yeah, I'd say it's Lyme disease, except I don't have the obvious target rash. They're like, yeah, well, that only appears in like 30% of the people. Oh! Well, there you go. And so they did a test. I'm like, yeah, you're really fortunate you don't have a bad case. Which is a good thing. Well, I'm going to get out of here because I do have stuff to do. But on behalf of everybody here at Moopsy in the Morning, or welcome to the Moopsyverse, I'm going to get it right one of these days. Thank you for joining us. No show tonight unless something really weird happens with the weather and the drive, but at the moment it looks like it'll be a fine drive out there. And I will be back tomorrow morning. No show tomorrow night. Yes, I will be in game, but I'm wrapping up all the Rise of stuff And just want to get that done and get some decent sleep. Wednesday night, yes, we will have a show. Because I have to be home because my son is flying and needs a ride to and from airport. And then I will be gone Thursday because I'm going to go see Naked Gun. And I will be back on Friday. So this week's a little bit weird, but starting next week, we're going to try to do Tuesday, Thursday, Friday in the evenings, Monday through Friday in the mornings, and we'll do some afternoon shows, probably Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for afternoons, because that way we can hit all those Universal endeavors. Speaking of which, today's Universal is... Where are we at? Oh, today is Bioengineered Verosaurus Rex. So,
Oh my god.
if you want to do it, go there, camp out at as soon as we're loaded up, which is in about 5 hours. Just go sit there and do it. I think I'm going to take all my tunes at once, all 5 of them, and camp out there. Just be done with it. So everyone have a wonderful day. Let me get everything set up here. Let me find my soundboard. There's my soundboard. So everyone have a wonderful day and stay moopsome.
Oops.
Who are you?
We are the knights who say...
Moopsy.